Pause, pivot. Conversations are pause, pivot. Conversations are pause, pivot. No more change, no more holding myself back. Answering my purpose now. Embracing life lost and all. Today's a new day. Let the old pass away. No more limits, only stay. Pause, pivot. Conversations are pause, pivot. Conversations are
Hello, everyone, and welcome to your next episode of What's in Your Cup Conversations. I am, of course, your favorite host, Consuela Nicole, and today you are definitely in for a wild ride and a wild ride of excitement. So go ahead, come on in. As you come in, chime in and say hello. Let me know where you are chiming in from, and most importantly, how are you doing? It is definitely a wonderful Wednesday. You know, it's chilly in some places, it's still warm in some others, but I really truly want to know how each and every one are you doing. And I know yesterday was vote day. How many of you actually got out and voted? How many of you got out and actually let your voice be heard, right? We had a lot going on in all the different states and all the different communities. And I hear everybody online being online bandits and online advocates and, online activists and all these wonderful things. So I really hope you got out in your community to help change things in your zip code, no matter what side of the line you on, as long as you got out to make your voice heard. So as you know, with What's in Your Cup Conversations, we are going to talk about what's in our cup, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But we're also talking about what's in your physical, mental, and emotional cup, right? Because, of course, we are in these wonderful times of social media where we see the beginning of someone's story and we see the glitz and the glam of their story. And not everybody talks about what's in the middle, the ups, the downs, the hills, the valleys, and what they had to pour out of their cup to get to where they are. And that's what my guests do with us here on What's in Your Cup Conversations. They have those transparent conversations with us and for you. So make sure you are sharing this video, no matter if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, right? Because our conversations will definitely be the answer to someone else's prayer. You know, we living in a time where everybody don't want to tell you exactly what they're going through, but they are going through something. So you never know if this is the answer to someone else's prayers. So definitely share it out. I see y'all coming in. I appreciate y'all. Before we get started, man, I got to give a shout out to Glamorous Rose, y'all. Because as y'all know, your girl cut her hair quite some time ago, right? Gifted Tress did that. Gifted Tress will always be my stylist, right? However, she going through she want to retire on your girl. But it's okay because I still got my bundles by Gifted Tress. Now, when I tell y'all these bundles is quality, y'all gonna have to come back and I'll tell you about them bundles. But Glamorous Rose is the mentee and daughter of Gifted Tress. I will definitely tag her in here and share her information because, baby, she got this traditional install for me and I'm ready, y'all. I love my short hair, but I was ready for a little length. So go ahead and come on in and we are going to get started today. And I am excited. So one of the things I want to tell y'all or remind y'all of, I get asked all the time, Consuela, how can we get you out to our organization? How can we get you to our establishment? Easy. You can bring the powers of No More Limits and Pause, Pivot, Push to your establishment at any given time. You are able to reach me directly at consuelanicole.com and take a look and see what I have to offer there. But if you already know what you want and already know what you need from me, definitely send me an email at smile@consuelanicole.com. how can you forget that, right? Because I always want you to smile at me, no matter if you faking it until you making it, or if you truly have a genuine smile. Your smile may be what's needed for somebody to have a better day. So share that smile. I see everybody coming on. I see everybody coming on. Say hello. Good evening, Lori. Thank you for chiming in. I see quite a few people on here, but I see y'all want to be quiet today, but that's all right because I know my guest that's getting ready to come on. She's not quiet. She not quiet at all. So let me tell you about who is coming on with me today. Hold on a second. So today I have this wonderful, wonderful lady coming by way of Las Vegas, Nevada. We have Miss Dione, who is first and foremost an event curator and entrepreneur based in Las Vegas with over 24 years in the city. Now, if y'all know anything about Las Vegas, that is a long time to be in that city, but we're going to talk about it. She has also dedicated herself to crafting unique and memorable experiences and bringing people together. As the founder of Pretty Poodle Entertainment, she specializes in blending music, social engagement, and local business support into dynamic events. Some of her signature experiences include rims and rhythms, bottles, brushes, and brunch, and of course, many other opportunities for fun, networking, and lasting memories. And of course, she also has her Wear Good Vibes up. That is not right. She has her hoodie line. That's what we're talking about. Her hoodie line, Wear Good Vibes. And we're going to talk about that hoodie line. And at the same time, Dione is an active leader within Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, help me welcome to the stage Miss Dione. Good evening.
Hello, hello. I am so excited to be here today.
I am excited to have you. Man, this has been some time in the works, right? We have been
Yes,
working on
ma'am.
this for a minute, but I got you here. You got me here, so it's here now, right?
Yes,
So holding me accountable for what I told you in person.
right?
I love it. Holding me accountable. And that's what it's all about, right? Hello, Chill with Teddy Ray. I see you. Thank you for joining. So, Dione, let me tell you, first of all, you got people watching you in all 50 states. I just want to tell you that.
I love it.
So you are not just in Las Vegas, Nevada anymore. But one of the main questions I ask all of my guests before we do anything else, I introduce you briefly by reading parts of your bio, right? How do Dione introduce herself to the world every morning?
Oh my goodness. I just show up with authenticity every morning, and I have to say that changes from day to day who I introduce myself as because I wear so many hats, right?
Okay.
In my professional life, I'm an early childhood professional development specialist.
Okay.
So I've been working in the field of early childhood with our babies, our 0 to 5, since I was a baby, since I was like 17. So
Okay.
that is really my passion. In that area, I am supporting our preschool teachers, our administrators, and walking my way into like the political scene with early childhood because it is not seen with the value that we need to.
Right.
Um, in my sorority life, I am currently the Area 5 coordinator for Nevada. So I am
That
supporting my
sounds
chapter.
big.
Well, I mean,
We'll talk. We'll talk about it. Okay, keep going. Uh huh.
So I'm supporting my chapter, financial, non-financial, all three of our chapters that we have here in Las Vegas, and making sure I can stay connected to our broader region and on the national level, right? So that's a whole different hat. And then I have my business life, right? So I am the owner of 3 businesses. I have PPE Clothing, Pretty Poodle Entertainment, and Golden Moments Photo Booth. So those are very separate hats. So
They
when I'm
are.
doing, it's like, okay, who needs me today? I'm gonna give my job, my 9 to 5. I'm gonna give them what they need, but then it's also this whole other checklist that needs attention too.
Okay. And I'm glad you said that off the top that you actually have I call them corporate jobs, right? So you have a corporate job, you have a 9 to 5, but then you also have your business. So in today's world, these social media streets say, yeah, if you have your own business, you shouldn't be working a corporate job. Yeah. I don't believe that either, but you that's not your take.
No, no. You have to until you get to a certain point. So for me, I need my corporate job for my insurance, my 401k, and paying the bills, right?
Okay,
And none
okay.
of my businesses are at that point yet. Now, when I get to that point, or I will walk away from my business if I feel like God is leading me to say, this is where I want you to be fully and solely. I will do that and probably open up a consulting business that still connects me to my early childhood because that's my
Okay.
passion as
That's your
well.
passion.
Right, definitely. But you have to have both. You can't rely totally on your corporate job
Right.
because the world is crazy.
Yes.
And the corporate job that I have right now, we do rely on government funding. So we have a contract
Oh.
now for 4 years, and in 4 years, we might not get that contract. And so you got to be able, what's your push, pivot,
Pause, pivot, and push through it. Yeah.
listen, you might have to pause and figure out what's next, pivot it on up and push right on through. Okay. So if you
Wow.
don't have any other skills than just your corporate job, you're gonna be stuck like Chuck and not have anywhere
Yeah.
else to go.
Yeah. Because a lot of people right now, because of this shutdown, is stuck like. So, with you being in the industry you in, the early childhood development, are your students in the schools and stuff you're connected to, are they currently affected by this current government shutdown?
In the state, not directly.
Okay.
The SNAP benefits and all of that. There's a lot of programs that are affected because there's a change in funding that they're being offered. So then families can't now don't qualify to be able to bring their kids, but don't have enough funds to be able to pay to still take them without the funding. So a lot of programs have
Okay.
been suffering in that way and closing down because they don't have the resources to be able to, they're
Mm.
not having the enrollment that they need. And families are struggling financially all around, right?
Wow.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's wild. And, already this is a field that is definitely underserved and undervalued.
Oh,
We have
absolutely.
people that are, you know, growing the minds of our youngest learners. The 0 to 5 is where the most brain development
Yes,
happens. But
it
yet
is.
these individuals are making barely enough money to feed their kids. They're, most of them a lot of them take the bus, they're sharing cars, they're doing all these things because financially the wages that we pay preschool educators is not sufficient enough for them to live off of.
Wow. That's a mouthful, right? I don't think any of the educators get paid enough for what they do because I know some amazing educators out there, every aspect, right? And I'm like, you only get paid how much? But you with these kids like 10, 12 hours a day. Are you serious? Right? But I digress. That's a topic for another day because today we are talking about
Yes.
Ms. Dione, right? So one of the things I did not mention that I am going to bring up here, for one, I love the title. So I asked you if you had to put a title with your episode, a title of your life, what would it be? And you gave me "My past laid the foundation on which my life was built." Dion, that's a whole mouthful.
Yeah, it's as you're going through different things in your life, you never know what is next or why you're going through it when you're in the moment.
Right.
And then you get to a place where you're able to look back and you're like, if I didn't go through all of those different things, if I didn't meet those people, if I didn't have those struggles, then in this place, I wouldn't be able to show up.
Right.
I wouldn't have the
Okay.
resilience. I wouldn't have the skills to be able to continue to push forward and move through. Right. And
Right.
so I definitely feel like through life, there's been different things that have happened that have set me up for success in
Okay.
what came next.
Okay. So let's talk about that a little bit, because part of your bio, you mentioned that you've had some life challenges And with those challenges, you were able to push through, and you created opportunities that made Dione who she is today, right? The ability to be resilient, adaptable, and resourceful.
Yes.
So
So
let's talk about some of those challenges, right? That you went through, because somebody else may be going through that right now and trying to figure out, what does that light at the end of the tunnel, does it really exist? And it exists because you still here and I'm talking to you and I'm not talking about you.
yes, absolutely. I will say probably one of my biggest challenges is dealing with my daughter's father passing away before, like when she was really young, and dealing with the alcoholism of that relationship, right? We're young, we're in love. We think this is the person that God has sent for us, right? This is our person.
That's our person, yeah.
And then, life tells you, our families have told us that you get married, you stay until the end, you do all the things, you don't leave, you're true to your vows. And then you realize that this isn't where you, like, this situation isn't safe for you anymore. There's all of these things that just can't be where you're
Right.
supposed to be, right?
Okay.
And so, he went through a situation with alcoholism and it caused us to split, but not before my daughter was conceived. And so then he ended up becoming a vegetable and passed away 3 years later.
Okay.
And so with a young baby, right?
Mhm.
Going back to even when I was pregnant with her and dealing with the relationship with him, figuring out how do I make this happen, right? How do
Right.
I live and provide and all of that? You're not helping me. So I got to figure it out on my own, right? Luckily, I had some family support, but it caused me to really pull on my big girl panties and let's make this happen. And so
Right.
I definitely had to, I always had a side something. Watching my
Okay.
mom grow up, my mom, as I grew up, my mom always had something else.
Okay.
She had
Had
her
something
corporate
going
job,
on.
and she always had something else, whether it was Amway, Mary Kay. She
Okay.
had some other little side businesses that she was doing. She made Easter baskets and all of these different things. So that's where I came from, the strong mom that worked 2 jobs when she needed to and always had something. So that's
Something
directly
going on.
where I pivoted into, right? So my
Okay.
first side hustle was I was providing PD in my home. I had
Okay.
a conference style space downstairs, and I would charge preschool teachers to come. And I was in my home, so my baby was in her swing
Doing her
while I
thing. Okay.
passed out while I taught class. But I needed that so I could be able to provide for her and still pay the bills for her and do all of the things, right?
Right.
But I needed that. And so, then as life progressed, that skill of always having something else, right? Having the 2
Okay.
jobs, having something else paving that way. And then a couple of years later, my mom got sick with cancer. So it's been almost 6 years now. And my mom was my rock. As a kid, I couldn't stand her because, we're kids and that's
Of
just
course,
what
we're
we do.
kids, right?
Right? We feel like you don't let me do anything and never really realize that they're really setting you up for success.
Right.
And so
Right.
my mom passed away, and that was a real gut blow again because she
Ooh,
was my
okay.
support and allowed me to take my me time because now I'm 100% mom, right?
Yeah.
My daughter's father was never in a space where he could help me with her. So I was 100% mom, but then I had the support of the family around me to kind of, help me balance out.
Off a little bit.
So then my
Right.
mom passed away, and it was like, okay, what now? Then the next month after that, my daughter's other grandmother passed away.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Right. So it's like, okay, talk about pivot.
Yeah.
So the resilience was real. The ability to get through challenges was real. But without her, without my daughter, she was the light. She was you've got to do this because she is dependent on you.
Yeah.
She can't go
Yeah.
out there
You
and
had
fend
somebody
for
looking up
herself.
at you.
Right. I've got to figure it out. I've got to make it work. And so just through that, just different things have been just
Mhm.
downloaded to continue to push put my story out there, provide the resilience and a place of calm and warmth to others. And then
Okay.
definitely my foundation in church, my foundation in God, my relationship with
Amen.
God
Yeah.
has
Is a must.
definitely helped in those moments where I was like, I have no idea where I'm
Right.
going or what I'm doing. And then I get a call, or I will run into somebody in the community that would have a resource or an opportunity.
Something. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How old is your daughter now?
She's 13.
She's third. Whoo, that wonderful, wonderful age. And I asked this, right? Because your story I know all too well. My children lost their dad when they was a young age, right? So I now have a 32-year-old daughter and a 22-year-old son. My son father passed away when he was 5, right?
Wow.
So I was doing this whole thing of mom life, parent life as a single mom, like for real, right? My kid wanted to
Right.
see their fathers. They needed to go to the gravesite, right?
Right. Right.
Um, Matter of fact, both my kids lost their fathers because they have two different dads, right? 15 months apart. So I was really doing this right by myself. I shut down. My grieving was, I'm going to shut down. I need to focus on my kids, and we're going to do that. Worst decision ever. I would never, ever, ever tell a parent or tell a mom or dad, right, to shut down and focus on your kids 100% because there's things in life that they need to learn from home and not just from social media and the streets. How are you dealing with, the fact of him not being there, but he's gone, right? He's not here for real. How are you navigating those streets with your daughter, especially now in her teenage years, right? To where it would have been nice to have that second parent or someone else. What are you doing now for yourself and for her? And what can you tell the people that are just now starting,
Yeah. The
that
journey.
portion of their life? Because I don't know about you, but sometimes my Facebook page and my social media pages is a little depressing because it's like every day somebody else has earned their wings, right? And I'm starting to see more posts of now I'm a single parent, I'm a single parent, I'm a single parent. What can you tell these newly single parents out there that are getting ready for the journey that you're already in?
I will say the saving grace for me was depending on my tribe, finding my tribe.
Mhm.
And my tribe has changed over the years
Okay.
as people have moved away or, their life situation has changed. But I've always found like my tribe for me that I could depend on when I need something, but then also my support tribe that I know
Hmm.
that's going to pour into her, right? And more recently, in the last few years, my mindset has always been I cannot give her everything that she needs. I am one
Right.
person with one
Right.
set of experiences. And so, even though she claims that it gets on her nerves, I'm always signing her up for something. I'm always
Yes.
like, you're gonna do this, you're gonna apply for this, you're gonna be in this, you're gonna do this. And she's like, I don't even
Keeping
want
it
to do
busy.
that. You say
Right.
that now, but you're going to get some skills that you're going to need in your future because of this. The public speaking, the working in teams, like all of that is going to give you something that you're going to need later. So I
Okay.
have strategically placed her over the years in different activities so that she has
Hmm.
other people that's also pouring into her. And then just watching who my circle is, right? She still spends time with her grandparents, with her grandfathers,
Okay.
and
Okay.
she gets stuff from them and her uncles and things like that. And the Lord has blessed me with a partner. Jeff is amazing, and so he helps me. He's like my balance whenever I'm like, okay, I've got a decision, I don't know what to do, help me out. Just to hear
Okay.
another voice of someone else who's also a parent, and
Right.
what should I do with this? So yeah, and I will say the other thing too that I got a lot of flack for many years, and I was basically like, you're not in my shoes, so you can say whatever you want to say. But
Right.
my thing was self-care for me. I needed
Really?
to once in a while, I was like, I'm going to go for 3 days over here, and you're going to hang out over here with grandma and grandpa and get your fill with them. And I'm going to go and refill my cup so I can make sure I can come back and be the best parent for you. And many people would say, like, you're never at home with, you're always traveling. Well, most co-parent situations, right? Dad gets the kid for a weekend or 3 days, 3-4 days, and then you have them for 3-4 days. I don't get that. I'm mom 24/7. So if I'm going to show up the best for her, I need to decompress as well. I need to make sure my cup is full as well. And so here and there, I still try to make sure I get that. She's a little older now, so I can, rip and run, and she's very responsible. So I'm able to, hey, I've got these events today. Make sure you eat, do your chores, whatever. But making sure that my cup is full as well is really important. I know a lot of single moms, especially that have, their boys are in sports, and their daughters have gymnastics, and, they don't have a life because they're running their kids all around to all of their stuff. And then they're drained and they have nothing left to give. But for me, I'm like, I need to make sure I am sane and I have something that I don't want to be that mom that when she goes to college, I'm like, who am I?
And see, that's where I was at. I'm transparent with it. That's where I was at, because I was that mom, right? Okay, I'm the only parent they have, right? Yeah, they had, or still have grandparents, right? Or their grandmother, my mother. And then of course they have cousins, but my uncles were too old to deal with my children, right? It was a different breed altogether. So now I was lucky enough to have different community people in my life. One of which was the Omega Sci-Fi fraternity, actually there in Vegas. They and their Omega Gents program was part of what my son was part of.
So your son was a gent? That's wild.
My son was baby, look, and they still check on my son to this day, right? But that helped me because I was that mom, football, cheerleading, this, whatever my daughter needed, whatever my son needed, that I put me completely on the back burner. I literally, Dione, I didn't date until my son was in high school. So my children learned how to date, what relationships was and all that from their friends' parents and from what social media taught them, because mama put her entire life on hold to make sure the kids was good. Keep in mind, I said my children's fathers passed away 15 months apart. So now I got to deal with 2 grieving kids. Right? I ain't got time for me because I still got to make time. I got to take care of home. So listening to what you're saying is what I teach people now. Because the moment but Consuela, I need to take care. No, you don't. You need to take care of you so they can see what life balance is all about. Because life is going to life. People are going to pass away. Things are going to happen. But if you don't show them how to function and pivot and push through, we're going to have some problems. So yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly with that one. So man, and that was part of your story. I didn't even know. So yeah, you held back on me and I appreciate that. So but because I did mention them and you did, you're active in a sorority, right? Let's talk about that life and then we're going to jump over into some other stuff, right? Let's talk about this sorority life, because for sororities, it's not just the hype and what you see online. You guys, I be watching, you guys are out in the community, like for real, community service, sisterhood, all of that.
Yes. So I was inducted into Sigma Gamma Rho in fall of 2019. And so last year I was awarded Sigma of the Year for the Western region.
Yes, come on. Yes.
And like I said, this year I am area coordinator for Nevada. So it's an appointed position from our regional director that basically I am like the liaison from the region down to the chapters in Nevada.
Okay.
So with that being said, and then also in my own chapter, Eta Chi Sigma, or the Las Vegas alumni chapter, I'm also very active and engaged. Being that I have the event planner hat, I'm typically chairing those events that kind of are the bigger ask in our chapter.
Okay.
So we have we're preparing right now for our Founders Week, because our Founders Day is on the 12th. We will
Okay.
be celebrating 103 years this
Oh,
year. So
come
that's
on.
super
Okay.
exciting. 103 years doing amazing work for women, children, and families. And then after that, we'll be preparing for our Taste the Dream, which literally started as a dream. We wanted to have something to do after the MLK parade. So our first inaugural year was last year. We held this big community resource fair, food truck festival in the historic West Side across the street
Okay.
from the MLK statue. And it was an
Okay.
amazing success. We had a lot of support from the community. We provided lots of resources for the community. So anything from medical resources to financial resources. We have vendors out there. We have 5 amazing food trucks. We have performances. It was amazing. So we're running it back this year. This year we're doing it at the KCEP Historic West Side School and the new I'm not even gonna try. Like you said earlier, I'm not even gonna try because I don't want to mess it up. But I know the initials are WETC. Campus is the CSN campus in West Las Vegas off of D Street in Washington. So we'll be doing it there. We've got some great partners. We're looking to have a really great event, and we're definitely trying. I think last year we had about 200 or 300 people in attendance. This year we're looking to possibly have 500 people in attendance. So, we're out in the community trying to meet the need. We had a meeting last night. We're like, with the political climate this year, we want to make sure that we're meeting the need of the community. What are those things? So if it's still in a shutdown and we need to bring 3 Square in to do some food, distribution, we're going to do that, because it's about feeding the soul of the Black community. What does the Black community need? That's what we want to provide today. So that's our next up, and we're really excited about that.
That sounds like first it sounds cold, because I know it's cold in Vegas during that time, but it also sounds fun and uplifting. So I definitely want more information about that for myself, to see if me and my team can come out and be of service across the board. And I know some of my team members are on right now, and they're probably looking at me like, you want to go to Vegas in January again? Right. So we're going to talk about that off the air. But the reason I brought up sorority, for one, that's one of the hats you wear. But for me, the fraternities was a big pivot point for me during that time. Do your sorority offer like mentor programs? Because I never looked at them for girls, because at the time my daughter didn't need it, right? But do your sorority have like mentor programs for young girls that's trying to transition or trying to figure things out, because they don't have both parents, or they have both parents, but mom still needs some help? Do you guys offer that type of?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, we were talking about my daughter. She is a member of our rower club, which is our youth affiliate. Girls 12 to 18 can be in our rower club. And then we also even have our rosebuds. So those are girls 8 to 11 that are in our rosebud club. And so the rosebuds are more like, we're going to hang out and do crafts, and they do stuff together, where our rowers are their own club. They have their own president and vice president, secretary, historian. They're doing the things. They're planning the things to get out into the community in their own service projects, as well as partnering with us. So they're actually getting ready for they're going to do a sleep out in solidarity with homelessness. So they're going to sleep on the floor and see what it feels like to be, what those unhoused youth are like. So they're preparing for that. They're going to do a bowling night, and they have a debutante that they do at our conference. And, they do their
own. Awesome.
Yeah. So it's really a good thing that they do. They get to create that bond. We actually had 2 rowers last year that graduated high school, and they both are at Reno right now at UNR. And so they've created that relationship. And so now they're supporting each other at Reno. So it's definitely a bond that they create.
Okay. So y'all heard this. Now, of course, we talking to Dione in Las Vegas, Nevada, y'all. But you reach out to her, she can probably give you some resources to someone in your state, right?
Yes, because we got
So if
rower
you're looking-
clubs. Rower clubs are a national thing and international thing. So my friends that are in Dubai and all of these other in Africa, we have chapters there too that also have rower clubs. So tap in.
So there is help for your teenagers or your young people, because they got them even younger than teenagers. So there is help. There are positive mentor clubs, right? So definitely reach out. Now I'm gonna bring it back because Miss Dione got a lot going on. First of all, I need to what's in your cup, Dione?
A little something that was brought home for me the other day. So I'm on this health journey. So I definitely try to not have a lot of calories. So I got some Celsius in here, some berry Celsius with some Tennessee blueberry whiskey in there with it.
Oh, see, I need to come to your house. We're gonna have to redo this whole interview at your house, because that's not what's in my cup, but I deal with that. I got this lemon ginger throat coat tea, because I got to make sure the vocals stay warm, because I still got this vocal issue going on at times, and I realize at times it still want to go out, so we got to keep it warm, but I still want to taste what you got on. However, I want to talk about one of your babies.
Yes.
Oh,
my babies. And this is a growing list. I'm gonna just say this is a growing list. I'm working on something else, but my 3 signature events that I'm hosting currently, and I might be bringing something back. There was a conversation today, but let's talk about bottles, brushes, and brunch, because that's the one that just recently happened.
Yes, baby, because I saw them videos. I was like, oh, I missed a good time. But go ahead.
We definitely had a good time. So during the pandemic, my sorority held a fundraiser and we did a paint party. And so it was like, okay, paint parties are a thing. And it took off, right? People were doing paint parties all over. And so I was like, I'm going to try to capitalize on this, right? With my hustle man mentality. Like, people want to get together. Let's do a paint party. Let's do it. Also, brunch time became really popular as we were coming out of the pandemic as well. So let's put these 2 things together. So I created bottles, brushes, and brunch. So what it is, it's brunch with, it started with bottomless mimosas.
Okay.
And then we're doing the paint and sip. So that's the brush is the painting, the brunch, and then the bottles is our mimosas.
Okay.
So we've kind of navigated away from the bottomless mimosas, but mimosas are definitely on deck.
Okay.
We have Angelique Daniels of Paint with Angelique. She is my paint artist. Yeah, she is my artist. She's done all of my paint parties. She gets me and I get her. So we work really well together. She brings the vibes that I need. And this year, starting this year, my location will be Echelon Event Center. So I like to keep it to us. I like to give us our money.
Yes.
So typically what you will also see at my events is that it's brown people of color all around. So my vendors, my DJ, my caterer, my photographers, they are all people of color. So Lynn Turner of Serenity Caterings, and I'm dropping all the gems. So reach out to me if you need any of my people, because they are good people. I'm very loyal. If you do good by me, I will continue to use you until you make me not want to use you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, Lynn is my caterer. She's amazing. She it's at the point now where I'm like, you know what I'm looking for, Lynn? Just send me the menu.
Send me the menu and the invoice. Right.
Listen, I'm not gonna go around. I don't need to taste it. Just let me know what you cooking, because you got this.
Okay. Okay.
So that event was also what I did is I partnered with an organization called BNA Entertainment Services. They have a unit that provides support and resources for women that are navigating breast cancer.
Okay.
So I had 10 vendors. Each vendor donated one item. And then we did a raffle for that. And all of the raffle fees that were collected went directly to BNA Entertainment Services.
Okay.
So they are able to continue to do their work. Everybody wore their pink, and we line danced and we shopped, and it was a good time.
Okay. But that's not all you do. That's not all. So one of the things I saw on that flyer is the Run It Back game night.
Yes.
We talked about I'm not gonna say we talked about Run It Back, but we talked about a game night that you had before. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I asked you about if Uno was in play. Right? So now you bringing it back and I'm not there.
No.
So now I'm in my feelings, but let's talk about Run It Back game night.
So Run It Back happy hour is held at Just Chicken every third Thursday of the month. And for me, I was born in 78, but the majority of my childhood was in the 90s. So I say that I'm a 90s baby. I love all things 90s. 90s just was the best time. So it's a happy hour where we bring back all of those nostalgic games. So if you look at that list down there, we have more than even what's on that list. Okay, anything that
I see tic-tac-toe, Uno, Jenga, Connect Four. Okay,
all of it. All of it. I even have Operation. I have Hungry Hippo. I've got whatever the game is that you
wait. How you find a Hungry Hippo game? For real?
Now you know Amazon got everything.
Like Amazon a for real old school. No, Hippo. The
Hippo is the
yeah.
And Operation where you got
Operation with the buzzer.
Battleship. I have Battleship. It's all there. So we come, and I will have to tell you that Uno is the most popular game. So I have enough decks to go around.
Okay.
So we do that. But then on top of that, each time I do it, it kind of has a different vibe, right? So I've done 90s trivia bingo, where you have a bingo card and we ask all the 90s trivia to see if you could get bingo. And we do traditional bingo, no free space. We do the 9 block, and then we do the coverall. So I give cash prizes. We do scramble board. So old school Soul Train scramble board. I give you a clue, and all the letters are up there, and you have to try to figure it out what the word is.
Sounds fun.
Yes. And then throughout the night, we are doing just random 90s trivia to spark conversation and remind us about the nostalgia of the 90s. And it's only 90s music that's being played. So sometimes I'll get past my microphone around. We did one night was the sing-along night. So we played all of the songs, the Can We Talk by Tevin Campbell, and all of those.
So you got songs that we love on the microphone.
We're passing around the microphone and everybody's singing, a little piece, and then they pass it on. So taking that karaoke vibe a little bit different way. But we had a really good time. So
this is a good question for you. What about the Atari games? You got those too?
See, now I don't have the Atari games, but that is a good idea. I'm gonna have to talk to Antoine and see how we can make that happen. Bring the Game Boy. We can bring the Game Boy. They have that little Game Boy that
Dr. Johnson, sir. Dr. Johnson, since you done brought up the Atari game system, that means if she gets the Atari game or the Game Boys, you gotta show up. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna put it out there. He gonna look. He's part of one of my team members, so he gonna get me. But it's all right though. It's all right.
Now you're maybe gonna find one of those little portable Nintendos, like the little ones that they have that you could just easily plug it up with the USB to the TV.
To the TV.
Find one.
Yeah,
that'd be a whole Mario.
So, well, since you're doing that, I'm just saying, and I know they don't have one of these machines, but how about what happened to Miss Pac-Man? Centipede. That's something. I know that takes a whole lot, but I'm just saying, since you're going old school, I'm just saying, when you get your own venue space.
The competitions.
Yes.
and the millipede centipede game and
Yes. See, Dion, you starting stuff, but it's okay. We gonna get there. We
that's
gonna
that
get
is
there.
gotcha.
And
Yep.
you know, there's one thing that you do. First of all, there's a lot of different things that you do. Um, but one of the other things that you have going on, and you talked about it, is your PPE clothing line.
Yes, ma'am.
I love what I done seen with your clothing line and with your hoodies, because I've seen pictures of women of all sizes and all shades of brown. And I was like, I want one. And then I step outside where I'm at. I'm like, I don't want no hoodie. I don't want a sweater. It's too hot. It's too but I'm gonna get me one because I want to be able to say I got mine. But
Yes,
tell us
ma'am.
about it.
So the clothing line just came from, it was like somebody mentioned something in my instant messenger, right? They're like, have you ever thought about da-da-da? And I was like, no. Well, let me chew on that a little bit. And
Okay.
so now I've been running PPE clothing for about a year. Our major phrase is good vibes over everything. If you look at like all of my events, it's all about bringing joy and positive vibes, right? Because that can definitely navigate how you feel, how you move, if you allow negativity to sink in. So we want to make sure good vibes is what we put at the top as priority. And
Okay.
so I started with one, good vibes over everything, and of course blue and yellow, because I had to represent the label.
Right.
And then I've kind of just evolved from there. So it went from there, and then we have these. Let me model real quick. They tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence in the
Baby, I need one of those myself.
the hood.
Now, see, that one I can do. So let me ask you this. So for those like that, right? What current sizes do you have? Like for real?
So I have this. This comes in these colors. It comes in shades of pink. It comes in red and white, pink and red, blue and white.
Okay.
And then I have another one that has the good vibes over everything. That's the Juneteenth edition. So it's in the orange, green, and yellow. And red, or the red, green, and yellow, and it's got the fist in the middle where the eye is supposed to be. So that one's really dope. And they go from small to 4X, typically. So people can
my language.
Yeah. The only thing about these, so the sweater is it's very roomy. It has a lot of give. The material that this is made in, you kind of need to scale up either a size or two sizes, because this fabric doesn't have as much give.
So the sleeveless one.
Honest about that.
So the sleeveless one don't have as much give, but the actual sweatsuit or the sweater has give. So let me ask you this. Hold on, before you and Dr. Johnson, I don't care. He talking about y'all telling y'all age. Whatever. I'm 50 and proud. So this one here, right? So I'm looking at it. It definitely looked like a hoodie, but it's also long. Is this an actual dress or is it an actual sweatshirt?
It's a sweater dress. So you could wear it like this. You could put on some leggings. You could slide on a little denim jacket with it, style it up, put your little crossbody bag and a pair of dunks, and you ready to go.
Oh. Okay, yeah, we're gonna talk afterwards. We gonna, yeah, I got you. Okay, I'm good now. Okay.
And so the thought of it with PPE clothing, it's always gonna be black foundation and it's always gonna be a hood. So there's gonna, I'm also getting ready to come out with a zip up that says it's all about the vibes on the back. If you think about the Disneyland sweaters that has like Disneyland across the back, and it kind of like comes down into the top of your sleeve.
Right.
It'll be vibes will be like that across the back with the hood on and then the logo here. And so just looking at different types, I want to do a crop. I'm going to do for next summer, I'm going to do a razor back, like mesh fabric that you can wear to like the gym or something. So yeah, and it's not just the mood, it's the lifestyle. That's new. So that's going to be, I'm going to do a whole collection in that with different color schemes and things like that.
Okay. So that actually kind of leads me into my next question of what's next for Dion. So you've talked about what's next for the clothing line, right? What's next for the entertainment side of what you're curating. What are you working on that you can share with us today?
Yeah. So when I first started doing this, I did all of the things by myself, right? And that
Okay.
taught me a lot. When you're looking at how much different things cost to put together an event and how much you can actually sell a ticket for, right? And
Okay.
you want to be upside down, which it happens anyway, right? Your first
Right.
couple of events, you're in the red. But I learned a lot of things. And I know there's a lot of people that want to do events for causes, right? Nonprofits and
Mm-hmm.
things like that, but they don't have the event curator mind frame and they miss
Right.
different pieces. And so I'm moving into a space where I could be hired to help support curate your event at various different levels, whether it's to do decorations, whether it's to bring my photo booth, to MC, to or even just do the whole event, because I've got the package and I could just bring it to you and we can put your name on it. I could even do
Okay.
your graphics for you. So that's kind of the thing that I'm kind of moving into, just adding that onto just my portfolio.
Okay. So we see Dion elevating.
Yes.
We taking over the Las Vegas Valley, because Nevada is more than Las Vegas.
Yes,
So we're
Nevada.
gonna call it the whole southern Nevada, probably northern Nevada, and all of Nevada area until you just sprinkle all the way out to California, because
Yeah.
that's what it sounds like you're trying to do to me. I'm just saying.
I'm actually supporting one of my sorors with her birthday party in the Dominican. So listen, we're gonna be international in these
Oh,
streets.
you're doing some international stuff. Okay. Well, Miss Dion, because I know you do a whole bunch, a lot of stuff. If there's ever a function where you don't want to host it yourself, call
I
your girl.
got
I get on the microphone.
you. I got
I
you,
do
sis.
some things. I do some things. I'm saying, if you need me to change my hair again, I can take this out and redo it. I'm just saying, you know. Now I don't know if I can rock your blue and yellow yet, but you
Yeah.
know, I can do something. I can
I
support.
I heard yet. That's what I heard.
Well, okay, I'm not rocking blue and yellow. So I have to be mindful of my words. Because let me tell you, I said that with a different sorority, and them ladies is on me. Consuela, huh? But I love, I have so much love for the different sororities and fraternities out there. And at first I knew very, very little, right? All I knew is what was put out there, right? They were all about stepping and being just seen and all this different stuff. I didn't know there was a lot that was done in the community aspect until they came and was a part of my life when it came to my son. You guys do what? Really?
And the
Well,
men
let
of
me tell you.
Omega, listen,
Let me
okay?
tell. I went to them like, let me tell you his story. You ain't gonna want to help him then, right? I did. I went in there with my chest out and big bad mama and the whole nine. And he was like, "Hold up, mom, where you going?" Huh? He was like, "You asked us to help you, so we're gonna need you to take 2 steps back." We
Yep.
got
And let us
him.
do this work.
I was like, "Oh,
Yep. Let us do this
okay."
work.
And baby,
My
when I say,
my boyfriend is actually he's an Omega man. And he has been very active in the gents. And so many times he'll be like,
okay,
I ran into one of my gents from such and such, and he's doing all of these A, B, C, D, E, F things. And I
wait
ran
a
into
minute,
another gent,
you
and he's
said
doing all
Jeff.
these things.
When you said Jeff, I didn't know that was the Jeff you was talking about.
Yes.
Baby, when I say he would get into my son's behind, he
Wild.
he would get it. Hey, what is he doing? All right,
Yep.
bet. We on our way.
Yep.
Oh, baby,
Yep.
that's when I learned what true sororities and fraternities
They
was
don't
all
play.
about, that it was communities and it was there.
They don't
So
play.
what you
They
do
don't.
with the community, I want to say thank you for that. What you're doing with your businesses, I want to tell you thank you. What you're doing with those young people, you're working, you said, with ages 0 to 5, the early development stages. That
Yes.
takes a strong minded person, right? Because you're dealing with these babies that don't know who they are, what they doing, they trying to figure it out. And now you also dealing with these parents that's dealing with these toddlers, right?
And the
And that's a
teachers. So
whole mental
right now,
game by itself.
I'm the teacher of the teachers, right? So the teachers
Right.
that are been getting beat up all day by the kids and been getting beat up all day by the parents and getting beat up all day by the staff, and then they come to me and I'm like, okay, now we need to elevate and be professional. And they sometimes look at me like, you know how much we get paid, and you know how many
Right.
kids bit me this week, and like so.
Yeah,
But it's important work. It's important work.
it
I
is. So
mean,
I
there's
want to
no
say
other
thank
way to
you
say
for
it.
that. So before we go, I got 2 questions,
Okay.
right? First questions. If they didn't hear nothing else that you said in the last 60 minutes, what would be some key points and takeaways that you want them to remember?
So number one is going to be good vibes over everything, right? So I really think that it's important for people to understand that your mindset is predictive of your path. If you see negative, then you are going to magically draw negative, right? But if you learn how to keep it positive and see the benefit in everything or the opportunity in everything, that is also what you will draw. So it's up to you. The second thing I'm going to say is self-care is not being selfish. Self-care is required. You need to take care of yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If your cup is not full, then how can you be support to anybody else that needs you as well, right? This life is not always just about you and what you have going on. There are people that are watching you that need you to pour into them, and you don't even know it. So self-care is important. So those are my 2
Awesome.
things.
I love it. I love it, y'all. So y'all see Miss Dion, then she didn't have some challenges. She didn't have some major challenges, and now she about to embark on this new challenge with a 13-year-old. We praying for you. We
Thank
praying
you.
for you. Uh, but she's still pushing, and we're able to talk to Dion and not about her, right?
Yes.
Because there could have been times where you could have broken, but you
Yeah.
didn't. You may have swayed, but you didn't break, right?
Yeah.
And you kept pushing, you pivoted, and you kept pushing. So for that, I say thank you. My final question, because we are living in this wonderful thing called life, and everybody want to cancel out everything that they don't understand, or if it never touched their doorstep, it can't be real, right? What does it mean to you to live your life, or to live life period, with no more limits while being beautifully flawed?
Ooh. I think it's just about giving yourself flexibility, giving
Hmm.
yourself grace, right? We know already we're our own hardest critic, but we have to look at every moment as an opportunity for growth. They're not mistakes, they're not critiques, they are growth opportunities. And if you change your language, it could definitely change your mindset about them. Anything that's not growing is dead, right? We know that.
Hmm.
And so you want to make sure that you're constantly growing. So if you mess up, that's fine. Give yourself grace. Look at it. What can I do differently? And keep it pushing. We have to be resilient. We have to be able to move through the challenges that life offers. Like you said earlier, life is lifing. It is
Hmm.
going to continue to life. And as you get older, life is going to have new things that's going to be at your doorstep. But
Yes,
you
it is.
can't just shut down and cave and break. You have to look at it, say, okay, I messed up there, right? But
Hmm.
what can I do differently so that that doesn't happen again? Or what was meant for me to learn in that situation? And if you move in that mindset, you'll definitely continue to grow beautifully. You're always going to be flawed, but there's perfect imperfection, right?
I love it. I love it. Well, y'all heard it here from her lips to y'all ears. I miss Dion. My past laid the foundation on which my life was built. Now, that title can actually go for a whole bunch, a lot of y'all. And yes, I say a whole bunch, a lot of y'all, right? Because our foundation and our past, that foundation is something else. So if you have anyone that you feel is ready, or they feel, not you, they have to be willing and ready to share their story publicly, send them to the website of what'sinyourcupconversations.com. We may have a spot for them soon. If there is a topic that you want us to talk about and you are not ready to make it public, send us an anonymous email, right? Your emails are safe and secure. We're not sharing them with nobody. Oh, such and we're not doing that. This is a judgment-free zone. So if there is a topic you want us to talk about, send us an email and we will have that particular guest or that topic talked about next. Until next time, make sure you reach out to Pretty Poodle Entertainment on IG. And yes, that is 3 T's, y'all. 3 T's. If you're trying to collaborate, if you need more information about the hoodies and how to get yours, all of that, send that email. If you are going to be in the city, right? Hold on. Let me bring that back up. I want them people to come on out. Come on out and Run It Back happy hour. Make sure you are in the city for that. Dr. Johnson, when she get that Atari or that Nintendo game or Atari game, I expect to see you there. But
and I want to do a shameless plug real quick.
Go ahead.
That flyer was created by my daughter in her business because she's also an entrepreneur at 13.
Come on, kids.
With Doolittle Styles, graphic design. So, you got to raise them up, right?
Doolittle Styles, graphic designs.
Yep.
Okay, so when we get off of here, I need you to come to the comments and type that out so I can give her proper dues. Because like you said, we want to shout out the babies because she's still a baby to me. I'm just saying, right? But she's a business owner now. So we want to get her out there. There may be somebody that's playing with one of them other sites that's looking for a graphic designer right now. Now we got somebody else to send them to. Hey, come check out this young business person. That is awesome. I love y'all. I love y'all for life. And remember, this is your life. So you control the pen and you live your life on your terms like no one else can. Until next time, I'll see you on the next episode of What's in Your Cup Conversations, y'all.